getting quickly before we get to the game, just want to get your thoughts on Keenan not being invited to New York.
Um, initially last night, your initial thought is disappointment.
Yeah,
But then you sit back and think, whatever he was 6 or whatever,
right.
it's still a pretty great accomplishment. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
In today's football where there's thousands of guys playing,
yeah.
um, I just thought, for Keenan even to be in the discussion, I mean, what a great, great accomplishment on this part. And that's what I told him, man. We're all proud of you. There's thousands of guys that played, and you became, the top of a handful of great players. Still a great accomplishment.
Couple, 3 days out for the game. Just how's the preparation going, and you know, where are you at as far as that goes?
We're as healthy as we've been in a long time. Yesterday I was a little concerned. We took the weekend off and a little sluggish, but I loved what I saw today. But it's only Tuesday. We got a couple more days to continue to get ready, but I loved what I saw today.
And as far as the seniors go, is there any heightened sense of this is the last Army game? Obviously, it's special regardless, but for that class,
Yeah, I think these guys know what time it is, and everybody talks about the streak, but we don't ever really talk about it in the program.
yeah.
But they know, and if they do talk about it, it's behind closed doors, and so the senior class recognizes we got a tough challenge. We have a ton of respect for Army. We know they're going to come out, guns are blazing, and we got to be ready to go.
I know. I'm sure you don't pay attention to the outside stuff, but huge. You guys are huge favorites in this game. I mean, is that you have to block that kind of stuff out, or
I mean, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, but it's hard to block anything out now.
Yeah.
Today with social media and
Right.
people are walking around with their phone next to their face. I mean, it's hard to block out anything nowadays. It's just we just got to stay focused. We got to remember that these guys got nothing to lose,
Rep.
and it would be start them off on a great end of the season as they propel into the off season to next year to beat us. And it would be a great feather in their cap to beat us, and we respect them, and so that's all we know. We know those guys are like us. They're tough as nails. They're well coached, and they're gonna come and fight. They're not gonna lay down, and we got to be ready.
to the game? Just your reaction on all the Heisman stuff and not being in New York. I had to ask.
Man, it is what it is. What it is. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed.
Yeah.
But the number one priority is getting ready for Army. So, like I said in the statement, moving on. We got a big week ahead of us. A lot to play for.
Coach said even just to be part of the conversation is a pretty big honor too. Is that how you approach it as well?
Absolutely. To be up there amongst the top few that were receiving consideration to be accepted. I mean, that was a huge deal. So, very blessed and fortunate.
What's kind of your thought process going into the final Army game now? It's only a few days away.
Just treat it like every other game. I mean, it's just a football game. Keys don't change. What we need to do to win doesn't change. So just continue to do what we've been doing to prepare and get ready for Saturday.
I'm sure you assume those guys are going to come in really fired up. I mean, obviously they know about the streak. Kind of where do you stand as far as that goes in terms of how you counter that? I mean, or is it just
The streak?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is what it is. As far as I'm concerned, trying to get number one on Saturday.
Is it really just another game?
I mean, from the outside looking in, no, but when you're playing in it, yeah. It's still football. And when you start to think of it as more than that, then that's when you start to play tight and then you make a lot of mistakes.
What does your experience having played against these guys the last 3 years tell you about what kind of game they're going to bring on Saturday?
I mean,
they played you tough.
It doesn't matter what they've done before us. They're going to come with it every year. Doesn't matter. So, we can't have a letdown. We can't come out and expect them to roll over. It's going to be a tough challenge. I mean, it's going to be a hard-fought game. We're going to have to battle for every inch and every yard that we get.
What do you remember about your first game going against Army and try to talk about how far you've come since then and the progress you've made since then?
That was a pretty nerve-wracking game. I think about it, I kind of get nervous again because, I was thinking, one or two plays either way,
Right.
we lose that game. So, things kind of bounce in our favor. But, I think we're a better football team than we were that year. And then we got, a pretty good thing going.
With that said, I'm from Baltimore. We cover the Ravens. We do the Ravens. Trent Steelman was in Ravens training camp this year. We had a long talk with him about that game and about that whole. He talked a lot about you and the poise that you showed that day. And he said, it's something you can't teach. can you relate to what he's saying right there? Those moments in time where that's tested, and when you come through that, how it makes you a better player and a better person down the road.
I think absolutely. I mean, in that situation, what is getting overexcited or angsty gonna do for you? It isn't gonna do anything. You guys, continue to stay calm, relax, just play football. You go out for a crucial drive. Like, it's always the little things that tell the difference. So if you stay focused on the little things and not let the magnitude of the game or the drive get in your head, then you'll be fine.
He also said that he heard a lot of talk about from the older guys that left the academy after playing in that game, that and he didn't buy into it, that we are brothers when it's over. He thought it was a bunch of rhetoric, and then he goes, it really is the truth. Have you found that to be the case from guys you've talked to?
Absolutely. I actually last year ran into an Army guy. I think he graduated in like 2009, and at first he kind of gave me a hard time for playing the Navy, but then after that, we just had a normal conversation. At the end of the day, we're fighting for the same cause. So it's a football game. We're going to compete. We're going to try to rip each other's heads off on the field. But other than that, there's no ill will in between us. We really are brothers in arms.
Could you feel for him that day?
No.
Thanks for
Thank you.
man.
First, quickly before we pass the game, just as a teammate of Keenan's, your thoughts on him not being invited to New York for the Heisman? Disappointing for the team, or?
Yeah, it's a little disappointing. We all want the best for each other.
Right.
And again, we were disappointed. But at the end of the day, Keenan doesn't really care about that. We don't really care about that. It's about the brotherhood, about the family, and trophies fade, rust, but this brotherhood's forever.
And this is Keenan's obviously last Army game. Just how's it been playing with him these last couple of years? What's the experience been like? Catching balls from him.
It's interesting. They call him the greatest quarterback in triple option era. So
Right.
It's really cool to be part of that. He's a good guy off the field. That's the important part. You get a lot of quarterbacks that don't really care about their receivers or the other players. It's all about them. But Keenan's a good guy. He cares about you on and off the field. So that's the best part, getting to know him as a person and a football player.
We've seen some big plays in the passing game. Obviously, at Army, you kind of pull out all the stops. What do you kind of offensively? You're not going to get out of what you do normally,
Right.
but might there be some passing plays that you want to get, kind of takes your shots when you have a chance?
Oh, of course.
Yes.
I can't tell you. Can't
Yeah,
reveal
of course
the secrets.
no, of
I can't reveal the secrets.
No, of course not.
But we're gonna take the shots if they give it to us, and that's what we've been doing all year. We're not gonna change anything. We've been doing what we're supposed to do, and we've been winning, and so we're just gonna carry that game plan through Army. Nothing special, nothing different. Just holding the process.
Great. Thanks, Jamir. Appreciate it.
problem.
Just wanted to quickly ask about Keenan and the Heisman. What was kind of the team's reaction the other day when he wasn't?
We're pretty bummed out for him.
Yeah.
Keenan all year, he didn't make it seem like a big deal. He's
Right.
like, I don't care about it. But it meant a lot for him. It really meant a lot for us. That's our guy. He's our leader on the field, off the field. So we really wanted to see it for him. We felt pretty bummed, but we're gonna definitely wipe all that pain and away for him this Saturday, get a big win for him.
Does it seem like after this happened he's going to play a little angrier, or is that how do you think he's going to approach it?
I think it's definitely gonna add a little fuel to the fire and definitely help him out. I think it's definitely making me want to play better. Everyone definitely want to get this win for the team, but definitely for Keenan. Yeah.
Thanks, Bernie.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
See you guys.